Okay, so in the last video we started talking about semantics, and I want to finish that off by introducing a few extra elements, and then also I realized I just forgot to give the most obvious example that we always use when we're talking about semantics. Okay, so I have a paragraph. Inside that paragraph, I have the content, I work really hard. I want to emphasize this word really. I work really hard, okay? Now, there are a couple ways that we could do this. Let's say that one way is I can use the I tag. Okay, I stands for italics, and if I look at the page, I work really hard. The other thing that I can do is I can use the M tag. M has the meaning emphasis. Okay, so if I look at the page, this looks exactly the same. Okay, but take a second, should I use the I tag or the M tag? Okay, so if we're writing semantic HTML, I'm going to tell you that the correct choice is to use the M tag, because that is telling it that the meaning of really is that it is emphasized, okay? And the way the browser is going to choose to show that it is emphasized is by italicizing it. But if I tell it that it's emphasized, this has more meaning than if I tell it that it's italicized, okay? And a really good way to think about this is, again, like imagine that you're blind, okay? For someone who's blind, italicized text doesn't have any meaning, but emphasized text does, okay? So if a screen reader is reading this, what I want someone to hear is, I work really hard, okay? Or you might think about writing something for an audio interface, right, for Alexa. The meaning is what's important. And then wherever this turns up on the web page or being read by a screen reader, that technology can choose how to handle that meaning. Okay, it's the same for strong. Okay, so I can use the B tag, which is bold, or I can use strong, which is just kind of another way of emphasizing something. And again, I'm going to tell you that strong is more meaningful than bold is. Okay, so that is a little bit more on semantics. Now we have some tags that can be really useful when we are writing semantic HTML and when we're structuring our page. Okay, so pages have different parts, right? They almost always have a part at the top that stays the same from page to page. We usually call that the header. They've usually got this main section that's going to change. So if I go to the About page here, my header stays the same, my main section in the middle changes, and then I've got a footer, okay? And it's usually just a couple links. So we have some special tags that we can use for this. And the best reference for this is at Mozilla's website, and I'll post a link to this, or if you just search MDN for Mozilla Developer Network, HTML5 tags, you'll come to this reference. This is the best reference on HTML elements. So if you're curious, go here. And you'll find that there's some really interesting tags. So there is a footer tag, okay? There's a header tag. So if I come to my page here, let's say my header has my H1 and my nav in it. So if I bring my header around those and I make things pretty, if I go to my page, nothing changes. But what I've done is I've added meaning to this page, okay? I've told the browser or a screen reader or a search engine, hey, this is the header, okay? We have a tag called main. And if you come here and read, main is the dominant content of the body. The main area consists of content that is directly related to or expands on the central topic of a document or the central functionality of an application. Okay, so I can add my main content here. And again, it's not going to change how anything looks, but it's going to make my content more meaningful. Same with the nav element, okay? So I can have a nav element wrapping my UL here. And that's not going to change anything on the page, But if I'm using a screen reader, I might jump to the navigation, right? I want to go straight to the menu. This helps. A search engine, it might help the search engine to know, okay, these links, these are the main navigation. Now the search engine understands my page better. Now someone else understands, some other piece of software understands my page better. So this is using semantic elements like main and header, and I'd probably have a footer down here, and to add meaning to my page and to add structure to my page, okay? And this will be really nice once we start with CSS. So it's a good thing to get into a habit of now.